Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, let's take a look at what our national dailies are saying, and we start with the Weekend Trust. And the major story there says 215 students, 12 staff kidnapped in Niger. This is coming from Khan. And FG shuts down 41 unity schools. You can find details on page 4. I mean, this is what we just talked about. We have seen a lot of family taking their children out of school, you know, after the attack, for those that were still left.
215 is actually a lot.
Including staff.
You can imagine. I in the Kebbi mass abduction,
25
news came that 4 kids were actually siblings from the same parents.
Oh,
Fatima, so you can imagine you losing 4 daughters.
And it's not like they even know that these 4 children are from the same family.
4 daughters. The man was speechless at some point.
Obviously, I think
he had a shock. 4 daughters.
It's a sad situation, you know.
How can I wake up in the morning and 4 of my daughters are gone, just like that?
You know, it's not even about I don't know, you know, what will happen to them is what you should be thinking about.
Because the trauma,
we don't know if they are going to be abused, not just by kidnapping them. They may be abused because they are girls. I mean, a lot of the times,
the girls,
they have also, yes, multiple children from different bandits, like in the same camp. And it's really sad at this point. And these are young girls, very young girls. I mean, we're talking about 14, 15, 16 in boardings or schools that they just, it's a sad situation. I mean, I won't blame the parents for, you know, taking their children out of schools at this point. And I'm also expecting the government to even do more. 41 is even small because they will still keep attacking. And you know, children are vulnerable.
I am just so appalled by thinking the Nigerian government are silent. They're too silent. In another country, 215 students is enough to shut down the whole country. You know, Fatima, this is so bad.
I mean, at this point, what's the difference with the Chibok girls that were kidnapped and this? Oh, it's just sad. Another, after a decade plus, another abduction that is also massive at this point. Well, you can find more details on page 4. Undergraduates buckle under cost of accommodation. I mean, what do you expect? They don't have jobs, and definitely they have to survive somehow. You can find more details on page 12. Meshai, cost of eggs, bread, push Nigerians to cheaper options. I mean, definitely at this point, if it means that for them to be drinking gari from in the morning or afternoon, at this point, I won't even say why. Because the situation is becoming more intense. Cost of living is becoming more harder, and then security is even adding more fuel to what the whole situation is like, adding salt to wounds already that people are already dealing with. You can find more details on page 27. NDLEA intercepts cocaine shipment from Brazil, detains 20 Filipinos. You can find more details on page 2027. Opposition parties battle rising court cases. I mean, definitely, we have been seeing throwing of punches and chairs flying everywhere, politicians fighting for one reason or the other. Instead of thinking of how they are going to save Nigeria, they are there fighting for positions and fighting for power. I mean, it's embarrassing. But you can find more details on page 34. DSS moves Kanu to Sokoto Custodial Center. I mean, I don't know why from just yesterday and all of a sudden that's yesterday or day before yesterday and yesterday he's already moved to Sokoto. And a lot of people came out to talk about this. If you see celebrities and people breaking down why he was moved, even Aisha,
even his wife,
even Aisha that stood in front of the NSAS protest back then.
Yeah, Aisha Yusuf.
Yes, Yusuf. She also spoke about this, like why so sudden, like she didn't know that the judicial can actually be that fast in moving, convicted. There are procedures
at making.
There are procedures that they should follow, but I don't know why he should be moved to Sokoto. They said it's more secured, not like
they said they were going to put him in a suitable facility.
They said the Suleja prison, that there are more Igbos there, according to what people are saying that I saw online, that there are more Igbos, that he may have allies.
Igbo people.
Yes, that's what they. But I don't think this will stop anything at all. You know. Just make sure, regardless, keep him safe. Nothing should happen to Kanu at this point. They've convicted him, but they should keep him safe because we don't want riots and crisis all over again. Well, you can find more details on page 20. Molue, an experience beyond transportation. I mean, I wish you could have seen the sketch for this. People actually, going up and about trying to see how they can get transportation home and all that. The battle is actually huge. Well, you can find more details on page 16 of the Weekend Trust, and that's the much that we have for you this morning.
And now to the Saturday Punch. Boldly written is FG states short schools as terrorists, abduct 215 Niger pupils. Bandits target student, 42,000 school risk closure. Defense Minister relocates to Kebbi. Northern governors demand action. This is right in page 4. This is everywhere in the news. The billionaire scheme driving student into debt, prostitution. Well, this is right in page 20 and 21 of the Punch. Heavy security at Sokoto prison over Nnamdi Kanu's arrival. This is right in page 8. As Fatima said, nothing should happen to Kanu. They are actually ensuring to that.
There are people actually waiting, and the IPOB, I feel at this point, a lot of people analyzing that they are going to feel weak. They won't be able to do anything with Kanu locks,
it's going
which
to
I
ignite,
understand.
tribal
but then
and
it's going to ignite
even
a whole
religious war, in Nigeria.
And I've also seen another part of Igbos
already.
I saw another part of Igbos coming out to say, well done to the government for sanctioning,
few of them actually.
Yes, for imprisoning Nnamdi Kanu because of some, killings that happened way back. And especially the soldier couple that were killed and beheaded. Yes. They brought back that situation also, which is really sad. I couldn't sleep when I saw that.
Not all the people of the Southeast actually comment, they sit at home, and they sit at home,
because it's slowing economy and a lot of things that should. Mondays are usually the most serious days, so definitely.
Right at the top is how I had twins naturally after 40 years of marriage. This is a lot. Says a 63-year-old midwife. This story is very interesting and it's right in page 2 of the Saturday Punch. Why FG hasn't prosecuted terrorism financiers, says the minister. This is right in page 9, Minister of Information. How Kwara Church Thanksgiving service turned to bloodbath. This scene is actually very devastating, and no matter how strong your heart is, you can just go emotional in a minute after seeing what happened to the Kwara Church Thanksgiving service. Well, this is right in page 29 of the Saturday Punch. And this is the much that there is in today's Saturday Punch.
All right, let's take a look at Saturday Vanguard, and the major story there says Super Eagles failure. President Tinubu must intervene now. This is coming from Toro. And then the writer says Yusuf Ali, players boycott didn't show commitment. Kojo Amesi Amaka calls for return to grassroots sports. JJ Okocha Ayegbeni says say off the pitch issue cost Nigeria World Cup ticket. I mean, I saw that the top 10 and Nigeria is not part of it. Well, you can find more details on page 16. I mean, how can Nigeria even be part of it at this point with everything happening? People are terrorized with everything happening. So you can find more details on page 16. And then you can see Sarah Sweet. You can find more details about her story on page 20. Executive grip failing corruption in judiciary. Nigerians react to Tinubu's warning. You can find more details on page 10. Terrorism. IPOB Masop rejects Nnamdi Kanu's conviction, says he is a freedom fighter, not a terrorist. You can find more details on page 5. And then genocide, different strokes as U.S. Congress probe killings, Nigerians engaging U.S. at highest level. I mean, we saw all that happening, and there are two different. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's not just about Christian. It's barbaric to just attach the killings to just Christians being attacked. It's all over. I mean, what they are cautioning or talking about is the fact that have we seen Christians killing Muslims in the Christian part of the state where Christians are more dominant, or have we seen more of Muslims killing Christians in the Muslims area, which we have seen a lot of attacks both ways. But this is just becoming more huge, and a lot of things keep coming out that a lot of Nigerians don't even know about. But gradually, we are going to see what unfolds. At this point, we don't need an invasion like everyone keeps saying. We just need a partnership to see how we can, bring these perpetrators to book and to end to all these issues. So I would love to wake up one day and see Nigeria peaceful. I can travel anytime with my eyes closed. I know that I'm
just
safe.
Like when you were
my family are safe.
Yeah.
Every other person is safe. That's what we are looking for at this point. You can find more details on page 6. I begged Bode George not to go on exile after my 2023 victory. This is coming from Tinubu. You can find more details on page 7. Finally, Nest Oil takes full possession of its headquarters after initial police defiance of court order. Well, you can find more details on page 8. And that's the much that there is for today on Saturday Vanguard.
And to the Guardian, how bandits shot my husband in my presence, late vice principal's wife. That talking about the Kebbi school mass abduction. This is right in pages 8 and 9 of The Guardian. Inside militaries counter insurgency, flooding and endangering African local streets in Sokoto communities. This is a news page, future, page 4. Genocide crisis, where is Nigeria's National Assembly? This is a very important question. This is inside stuff, back page. Where is the Nigerian National Assembly? Why are they quiet? There was a video yesterday. A senator was talking about the insecurity, asking the other senators if they will have kept quiet if it's their kids. And there's a lady actually at the back, a senator too, and she was just chewing gum, Fatima, and just looking at everybody like very, very. It's like she wasn't even
peaceful
there mentally, She was just very.
I'm sure that the person must know. Maybe she
already.
She must be in shock.
Yes, no, she was chewing gum and acting all unconcerned and like, let's just do away with this and let me just go home. And a lot of people, it sparked lot of debate. Like people were like, is she actually chewing gum? And that's very important conversation. Everybody should have been emotional and attentive, but she was just like, oh, let's just finish this and just go home.
There are people that actually don't care about what is happening as far as their families or they are
But this is a senator we're talking about, a Nigerian senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So why would you be so unattentive and very unconcerned about what is really happening? This senator is talking about
really sad.
So that is how this question is actually very important. Where is the Nigerian National Assembly? Well, you can read more about it on the back page of The Guardian. LASEPA maps out strategies against cholera outbreaks. This is in Lagos Live. It's inside The Guardian. Below the front page is tension heightens over abduction of students, staff from Niger Catholic School. This is right in news page 2. What unites Nigerians is stronger than any political divide, says Tinubu. Makinde Muhammad orders salute to Bode George at 80. This is right in page 2. Dame to honor Babarinsa Chimo Lakemfa, 20 others at 34th award presentation. This is right in page 2. FG to sanction varsities over reckless conferment of honorary degrees. This is right in page 3. There was a time I was wondering, like, is everybody being honored with a
degree and doctorate?
Right? Exactly.
I mean, we have
every market day, as a normal Nigerian will say.
It's becoming so rampant that people don't even take it seriously like it was before, because you hardly see people being given that doctorate except they actually deserve and they're worth it. But we just keep seeing people just getting doctorate and giving it's crazy. It's crazy at this point. But then that's what people want to do.
Honestly, and that is the much that there is in The Guardian today.
Well, let's quickly rush to the Saturday Tribune at this point, and the major story there says FG states panic, short schools as mass abduction of students spreads, and then 52 Catholic school students staff taken away in Niger. You can find more details on page 3. Ogun Police deploy tactical team to Ajebo. You can find more details on page 20. And then Tinubu working hard to end killings. This is coming from the Information Minister. You can find more details on page 20. Kwara community releases list of 38 abducted in church. You can find more details on page 3 of the Saturday Tribune. And then Akpabio ex-governors mourn Segun Awolowo's death. You can find more details on page 4. Nnamdi Kanu moved to Sokoto prison. This is coming from his lawyer, and he says he was moved far away from his lawyer, his family, his loved ones. But then I know that the families can actually still go there to visit, you know, so
yeah,
it's really, even the lawyer can still go there to visit. It's still Nigeria, so, but then it's really sad, you know. But you can find more details on page 22. And then this is crazy story. He said, if you have one wife, she can cheat on you and break your heart. So I decided to have 5 of them.
That is very
And this
funny.
is coming from a Worry fried yam seller. So you can find more details.
This is actually funny.
On page 10, definitely. I mean, this is a human angle,
yeah,
you know, where people can actually decide to do whatever they choose to do. So if one cannot work for him, he decided to keep 5. I mean, he's even going out of whatever number that he should have at this point. But then you can find more details on page 10. It's a story that I know a lot of people want to know maybe more about. This is the much that there is for the Saturday Tribune and also for our newspaper review this morning. I hope we're able to keep you engaged with the stories that we've read out for you, and also you can find something that resonates with you to go through. Well, let's go on a quick break. I want to return. We'll open the phone lines to hear from you. Should schools be closed indefinitely? Stay with us.